Hey everybody, it's me, Dave. I know a lot of people been wanting some updates on how things are going and things of that nature, kind of what's been happening. Um, really not a lot to report. I know a few weeks ago, whenever I was talking about this and, things are pretty raw and stuff like that, but, it still is. But, they are trying to change things, come up with a different plan, try to make things better. They said, that they were going to put him in one classroom, for a couple days, until they get everything figured out, and they forgot. Didn't happen. Still not being walked between classes every class. Really haven't had any incidents or any fights or anything in a few weeks, so that's improving. That's a good thing. But today was a pretty rough day for him. Apparently, when he was walking into school, being dropped off, a kid said something and it just set him off, and he had a bad day where he couldn't get his shit back together. They tried, and kudos for them. They really tried every which way they possibly could to get him to calm down, to kind of redirect, things like that. But he couldn't get it back together. It was kind of like the old school, like he used to, where you'd set him off, he'd be like that for the rest of the day, screaming, hitting himself in the head, just out of control, and he's exhausted right now. He's tired, but again, what set it off was, just one kid using his trigger thing to get triggering him on the way to his first class. So again, the bullies are winning, and it's unfortunate. So they are going to do some reassessment. That was already decided a couple of weeks ago, to see if he's in the right placement, out there with in regular classrooms with the kids, which I'd prefer, but it's not about me. It's about him and where he can actually function to his best ability. So we're looking into different things, therapy, different therapy, actual having somebody to talk to, a little bit more ABA, still needs some work there. We're looking into things like that to see if we can help him progress. I even want to talk with his doctor about maybe upping his medication a little bit to help him focus, help him with his anxiety, things of that nature. So he's a grown boy. He's 12, and he's hormones are going to be raging, and it's going to be harder for him to. Well, I thought it was going to be harder for him to keep himself in check, but he's done amazingly well this year with everything considered. I'd say he's done pretty fucking awesome. So, that's just kind of the update on that. I know a lot of people have been asking, been kind of curious, and I appreciate everybody out there listening and wanting to know what's going on. I don't want to just talk about this stuff. I'd rather, as it comes along, absolutely do updates. I'd rather talk about everybody's stuff, I guess you could say. I've had a lot of suggestions, a lot of people asking my opinion on things, which for me is kind of funny because I'm just a normal guy, middle of the road kind of guy. Grew up in Oklahoma, live in South Texas now, and I've lived in the Northeast. I've kind of been all over the place, and each area is a little bit different, but kind of see how things are, kind of how they function and things like that, but I've had people request, talking about politics, religion, just telling funny stories of growing up and things like that. The thing I think I'd like to talk about today is I want to tell some stories about my oldest friend, Todd. Um, if you don't know who Todd is, which a lot of you people that will see this will know exactly who I'm talking about, but today is the 9-year anniversary of him passing. And it's also my dad's birthday, so April 11th for me sucks. But Aaron, happy birthday. I don't mean to put you in there with that. If you see this, Aaron Natowski, happy birthday, brother. Let's tell you a little story about the first time I met Todd. We were 8 years old, elementary school. I guess it was his first day. Had just moved there. I've been going to school for a couple of years, and I remember they set us loose. Back then they used to just open the door and say, "Go play," for recess. And I remember the school was kind of up a small little hill. There was like a hill, and then you get down to the playground. And we liked to just run as fast as we could to go down the hill. And it was kind of funny because you couldn't stop. You're either gonna go really fast or you're gonna bust your ass, one or the other. And I remember it was one of those falling down all the way down the hill where you're like step, 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 like one of those slow, gradual. You're going down, and you're going to go down, and it's going to suck, but you can't stop it. It was one of those. I was going down, and I bit it. I mean, just bit it bigger and shit. And all of a sudden, this dude just came over and held out his hand and said, "You okay?" And I looked at him. I was just like, he looked like, I think I was in second grade, and he looked like a fourth or fifth grader. I mean, he's a big dude, bigger than me. Wish there wasn't a lot that were bigger than me, but he was bigger than me. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right." And he was like, "You want to go play?" And I was like, "Let's go fucking play." So we played tag and stuff, and that was it. I mean, best friends until the day he died. We were best friends for over 32 years. Today's 9-year anniversary. Miss the guy every day. I even have a little cross urn thing that it was originally a necklace, but one of the little pieces kind of busted off. So now I have it hanging from a mirror in my vehicle ever since. But it has some of his ashes in there. And the cool thing about that was after he passed, he got cremated, and his little sister Tara, I asked her to send me some of his ashes, and she did. And to honor him, because we always talked about going on trips and seeing things, and he just never really got the chance to see a lot of things. So I took part of his ashes. There's one of my favorite places is Mustang Island in South Texas, and it's on a beach, and it's just family oriented and just very laid back. One of the better beaches in Texas, I guess you would say. We're not great on beaches, but damn it, it's the fucking oceans, and I'll take it. So I went down there and put some of the ashes there, and then ironically a few weeks later I was going up to Pennsylvania to visit my older kids, and I talked them into taking a road trip up to Niagara Falls. So went up there, still had some of his ashes, still had some set aside to put in his urn, but had some ashes, and planned this the whole time, took the Maiden of the Mist and actually went behind the falls and put the rest of the ashes there. Just kind of honor him, that was as far south as I could get, and that was as far north as I could get. It was just something that I felt like I needed to do for him. But just as things progress, you're going to hear all kinds of goofy stories and stuff, because the guy never met a stranger, never got in fights. He was just a happy-go-lucky guy. One of those people that you wanted to be around, because if you're going to be around him, you're going to be in a better mood. And that's what I miss most about him. It's still hard for me to this day, because the two people that I confided everything in, and would talk me off a cliff, I guess you would say, were my dad and Todd. In these last 9 years, trying to figure out how to function without that, it's been rough. I've been that person for countless people, for a lot of people, and I appreciate it, and I'm glad I could help. But even the people that do the most help need help themselves at times, and I know most of you people, most everybody that's going to see this has lost somebody, or lost somebody that important. I'm with you, and it sucks. Never goes away. Never gets easier, and that's the part that people lie to you about. It gets easier. No, it's always going to hurt. It's there. You just learn to function with the hurt. So, didn't mean to end this on a bad note or a sad note, but happy 4/11. We made it through another year without crying, that's a good thing. I'll keep you guys updated. If you guys have some more suggestions of what you want me to talk about, absolutely feel free. Thanks.